Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to discuss a topic that every parent deals with, our child's fears. Many of our children's fears seem irrational or mystifying, but to them the world is full of threats of the unknown. Most fears fade as children develop, but if your child's persists and it continues, you may need to help them walk through some of those fears. Here's the thing, children are creatures of habit just like adults. We like things the way they are, and we like things the way they've always been. But for children, their world is much smaller, and the things that they know are much more limited than what we know. Any unfamiliar sight or sound, or animal getting too close, or a siren going down the street is going to be something new, and it could be strange or scary. And oftentimes, children are afraid of things that are harmless, like a vacuum cleaner. They know their world, but they don't know everything that goes on in it. They may know that a vacuum cleaner sucks up dirt off the floor, but they're unsure of whether or not the vacuum cleaner can suck them up as well. And oftentimes, children's fears stem from some type of scary experience. Maybe a balloon popped at a birthday party and somebody cried, and so they associate that sound with something that's negative and they're afraid of it. As parents, it's our job to help our children walk through their fears. It's our job to help them get to know the unknown and get to experience different stimuli and figure out whether it's good or bad. And sometimes as parents we have to be detectives. We have to figure out what's going on, we have to figure out what they're afraid of, and we have to figure out why they're afraid of it. I want to give you a couple tips to help your child deal with their fear and hopefully overcome them. Number one, try to understand your child's fears. Young children are still discovering the world that they live in. Their imaginations are going crazy, and every little sight or sound or something new has the potential to be dangerous and scary to them. Slow down for just a second and try to understand what's going through your child's mind when new things pop up. Number two, talk to your child. Talking to your child will definitely make them feel more comfortable. If they're old enough to talk, ask them what they're afraid of and why they're afraid of it. Ask them to talk to you about how they feel when they're afraid. Maybe you can tell them about something that you were afraid of when you were a kid, and talking to them about it and being empathetic is going to develop a stronger bond. They're going to start to see that you care, and they're going to believe that you're concerned with their fears. Number three, give your child the right message. Don't send the wrong message like stop being a baby, or don't be afraid of that, or look, Johnny over there isn't afraid of it. This may make your child believe that it's wrong to be afraid, and they're going to stop sharing their fears with you. What we need to do is tell children that it's okay to be afraid, and also that it's good to share their feelings and tell us what they're afraid of. Number four, don't ignore their fear. Maybe your child's afraid of a particular person, or maybe they're afraid of a particular place. Don't ignore that fear. Engage them and talk to them. Let them explain what makes them fearful, and always give your child some benefit of the doubt. Don't force your child to do something they don't want to do, or into a situation or a place where they don't want to be. Doing that may make the fear even worse, and it may just make the problem worse. Number five, model brave behavior. Have you ever heard the phrase, actions speak louder than words? If we freak out at something, chances are our children are going to freak out as well. If a child believes something or someone is safe for you, then chances are they're going to believe it's safe for them as well. Offer to walk your child through the house or the room or the place that they're afraid of. Open closed doors and look under beds, and take a flashlight and show them places that may seem scary, and show them that it's okay, and try to walk them through it. If your child's afraid of a sound or a shadow on the wall, that's a great opportunity to sit down with them and say, hey, the reason that this light is there is because of this, or the reason a shadow shows up is because of that. Take time to discuss things with your child and model brave behavior. Number six, reward brave behavior. Children respond to praise and encouragement. So when they're brave and they overcome something, reward them. Tell them they've done a good job. Children need to have positive reinforcement. And if your child is facing a particularly strong fear, you may need to use a specific reward for overcoming that fear. Although helping your child through fears may be tough sometimes, it's also important to understand that fear plays a very important role in survival. There's a reason that when we walk up to a cliff and we look over, our stomach is kind of in knots, because we know that that place is dangerous and we know that it's not safe. But if your child's fear keeps them from engaging in everyday activities, it may be time to seek help from other parents or maybe professionals. Some children's fear systems are much more sensitive than others. So they may be in a situation or have a fear that throws them into a whirlwind of panic, and they don't know what's going on, they don't know how to deal with it. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 13% of children deal with some type of anxiety disorder. That includes phobias, panic disorders and obsessive compulsive disorder. If your child's fears are overwhelming both of you, then take some time to talk to your pediatrician or your school psychologist. I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for your time.